The honourable member from Etobicoke Centre.
Mr. Speaker, it is clear that the Conservative Party under this leader does not support Ukraine. This leader has not advocated for more military, financial, or humanitarian support for Ukraine. He's not called out Russia's acts of genocide, and this week, that leader and every MP in his caucus voted against the Canada-Ukraine Free Trade Agreement. The Conservatives are trying to blame their decision on a mention of carbon.
So, I'm going to ask the honourable member if he could quickly, in the 12 seconds that order. The honourable member has about 12 seconds left on the clock. I'm hoping the member can get to the issue of business of the government.
Conservative members are trying to blame their vote against the agreement by trying to blame it on language about carbon pricing, which is a red herring because Ukraine's had carbon pricing since 2011 and they need it to get into the EU. Could the Minister of International Trade share with Canadians why this agreement is so important to Canada?
Once again, members know that the speakership had issued a ruling in terms of having questions which are relevant either to the business of the government or to business of committees that could be posed to committee chairs or to members of the Board of Internal Economy. I'm moving on to the next question, the honourable member from South Shore St. Margaret's.
But to allow 1,600 taxpayer-funded foreign replacement workers come to Canada to work at the new battery plants in Windsor. The $15 billion taxpayer subsidy means that each family in Canada is paying $1,000 to subsidize these foreign replacement workers. After 8 years, this Prime Minister's not worth the cost. Will the Prime Minister release the contract to prove taxpayer-funded foreign replacement workers are banned?
The Honourable Minister for International Trade.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful for the question by the Honourable Member from Etobicoke Centre. I thank him for his advocacy. I was proud to join with him to vote in favour of the Canada-Ukraine Free Trade Agreement. President Zelensky wanted this agreement. This is an important agreement.
Order. The question was posed by the member from South Shore St. Margaret's. I'm certain the Honourable Minister is going to get to the point to respond to the question at hand. The Honourable Member has 18 seconds left on the clock.
I'm proud on this side of the House that we voted in favour of the Canada-Ukraine Free Trade Agreement. Canadian businesses have asked for it. They want to be a part of rebuilding Ukraine. On this side of the House, we are supporting Ukraine. And I'm disappointed,
Order! The Honourable Minister, it is impossible, as I'm having members raise their voices directly into the Speaker's ear, to hear the response to judge whether or not the response is doing with the issue of questions. So I'm going to ask the Honourable Minister again, 15 seconds on the clock. I'm going to ask Honourable members to listen closely to the answer to the question that was posed by the member from South Shore St. Margaret's. The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House, we're supporting Ukraine. Canadian businesses have asked for this agreement because they want to be a part of rebuilding Ukraine. I'm disappointed, but I am not surprised that the Conservatives have decided to abandon Ukraine. You know, Mr. Speaker, when someone shows you who they are.
The Honourable Member from South Shore St. Margaret's.
From the top?
It's your second question.
They didn't answer my first question. Apparently, they're afraid of the fact that they've decided to bring in foreign replacement workers to Stellantis, and the ministers are ignoring it. And why are they ignoring it? Because on the government's own website, they're advertising for Stellantis jobs that say you don't need to be a Canadian citizen and you don't even need a work permit. And the ambassador for South Korea informed everyone in Windsor that 1,600 replacement workers from South Korea are coming. Wow. So I'll ask again, since this Prime Minister is not worth the cost, if the Prime Minister in this government disputes those facts, release the contract and prove us wrong.
The Honourable Minister for Innovation.
Mr. Speaker, it's obvious for Canadians watching at home how much the Conservatives don't want to talk about Ukraine, Mr. Speaker. But one thing I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, it is amazing to see to which extent the Conservatives would go to spread misinformation, Mr. Speaker. But you know what? Sometimes you get caught, Mr. Speaker. Let me quote Brendan Sweeney of the Trillion Network for Advanced Manufacturing. I think that those making this noise are hypocritical. What they are saying is erroneous and factually incorrect. They don't have the faintest knowledge of the industry, Mr. Speaker. We'll keep on fighting for Windsor. We'll keep on fighting for the auto sector, and we'll keep on fighting for our workers.